Erica.
And Liana.
Come join us on Patreon,
where you can unlock weekly episodes of videos and
be invited to Patreon exclusive Zoom meetups.
Just download the Patreon app and search for Night Guys Podcast.
Or go to the website, www.patreon.com/Night Guys Podcast.
You can join for as little as $2 a month for full access.
See you on Patreon.
Squiddle diddle 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 diddle.
Hey, it's Erica.
And it's Liana. This is the Night Guys Podcast. We're here to join you weekly to cover weird and spooky stuff, supernatural, extraterrestrial, cryptid, culty, true crime. Boop, boop. And we're ahead this week.
Oh my goodness.
Which is actually really cool because I just started a new job today.
Mm-hmm. Liana has officially joined the
workforce.
She is now the train captain of the caboose that runs through Northern California.
What is this mysterious job, you ask? Well, like Erica said, I am the captain of a caboose.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not telling you what I do. It's a secret.
Keep it secret.
It's a state secret.
Keep it safe. Oh, Gandalf.
I told you guys I'd have to kill you.
Cheeky monkey. Gandalf.
I love Lord of the Rings. I think it's time for me to rewatch it. It's been a while.
I gotta get Bobby to watch it for the first time ever.
I can't believe he hasn't seen it. I even made Sean watch it and all of Harry Potter, and he really likes to make fun of me.
It's just like...
So Sean has a photographic memory, and he thinks it's really, really funny to troll me and basically go full Ron Swanson and ask if Lord of the Rings is about the little wizard boy, or ask if Star Wars is about the little wizard boy, or when I'm talking about Harry Potter, he's like, is that the one with Frodo? And I'm like, stop. You know what I'm talking about. Stop. I really hate you. Let's watch it.
I just love them. It's a bummer for me. It's not a bummer because one day I do want to go to where they filmed it and see like the set pieces that are still there and
and Hobbiton.
Duh. Oh, that too. But the Harry Potter one I really want to see.
Oh yeah, and
he'll go with me, but it just won't be as like cool because he won't be like, oh shit, like here's Hagrid's house, blah 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 blah. And it's like,
what if we do that trip together and send the men off to go do something stupid with cars, and then you and I just get crazy with my baby at the castle?
Yeah, she'd be into it. She'd be like, look, Mom, look, Liana, oh, this is flying, this is magical,
cool. And then we can be her moms for the day.
I'm totally okay with that. That'd be great.
Guys, we're planning our world tour.
Oh, that'd be fun. I like this.
One movie set at a time. Where do they film? Interview with the Vampire will come in costume.
Guys, hot off the press, there's going to be an interview with the vampire TV series, and I cannot wait for it. The guy who executive produced Breaking Bad is doing this, so I have faith in it. Anne Rice is involved in it, but not writing it. And I'm just... She's
probably there to make sure they don't do stupid shit.
Involved with this.
I have a feeling everything will be dreamy about it.
It's gotta be dreamy.
It better be really good.
All the Vaseline rubbed on all of the cameras, so when they shoot it, it is just so dreamy.
Just super dream state. I thought when you said the cameras, I was fully expecting you to say all over the bodies, and I was like, I guess. Everyone needs to be
fully moisturized at all times.
You know what? Maybe we can get jobs just being the misters. We'll just mist people to make them all look dewy.
When you said misters, I thought that meant us dressing up in suits and top hats. With monocles.
I mean,
I basically
can do that too.
As Mr. Monopoly on set.
Mr. Peanut.
That too. Maybe for Halloween, one of us can be Mr. Peanut and one of us can be Mr. Monopoly, and we could go
be the misters. What does it mean? What does it all mean, Basil?
Are you guys Mr. Peanut, Mr. Monopoly? Why, yes, we are. You cad. Call back. What would happen if we were dressed as that? Yeah, we're feeling good. We've had our just right amount of drinks. Just high on life. We turn the corner. And who other than Mr. Clean crosses our path? What do we do?
Dude,
what would we do though? What would we do?
We'd have to make them part of our...
They would have to join us. They're like, I have a job to get to. Not today.
No,
not today.
We'd become the Triforce.
What other misters are there? Mister, are there's no more famous misters. There can't be.
I feel like there's a lot, and we're just being dumb.
We got to be able to think of one more. We got to. Mister.
You're making this harder.
Oh my goodness. There's got to be another Mister.
I mean, Mr. Rogers.
Hey, that counts. Oh my God, we need a group dress up as Misters.
Just all the Misters. How did we go from Interview with the Vampire to this? So stupid.
Dude, I've never seen that group costume. We need it.
Okay.
Who do I want to be? I don't want to be Mr. Clean. I don't want to wear
I think I want to be Mr. Rogers. I love me that sweater. I love his sweaters.
They're
my favorite.
Maybe I'll be... I'll go Monopoly. I want a cane. Doesn't he have a cane?
I know Mr. Peanut has a cane.
I feel like Monopoly might. I don't know. Then I can just throw money around all night. I'll be Monopoly.
Okay. I want to be Mr. Rogers. It's my favorite. He's the best.
I feel like there's another one, but whatever.
I don't know.
Mr. Rogers is good, though. Good job.
There's Mr. Bean.
Oh!
Mr. T.
Yes. This group costume is the best.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. It would be fun to be Mr. Bean, but then you can't talk. That would be very hard for me.
No, you cannot.
I can't be Mr. Bean.
You can't.
Oh, dude. Mr. Ed.
Oh, no. That would be a 2-person costume.
Mr. Magoo. That's good.
So we have to have a party called the Mr. Party. Mr. Party.
I can do this one. Mr. Sinister. He's from X-Men.
That's too complicated.
Oh, I loved him. I did. I loved him. Okay, Mr. Clean, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Coffee.
Just be a coffee maker. Guys, we came up with like the best party idea.
I want to be this one. I want to be Mr. Bubble. This is the best ever. We need to start planning this because there's no way.
Already have.
Okay, hold on. Do we have a Halloween party, or do we go out for Halloween? I feel like this needs to be in public.
Yeah, this is too important. It needs to be
shared, and then we come back and have a Mr. party.
Wait, isn't Mr. also a band?
I think it is. We'll only play Mr.
Mr. is a rock band. We're so stupid.
What's their song? What do they do? Let's see.
Random ones that I don't know. There's apparently one that's called Broken Wings.
Well, we'll only play that, and it will be great.
It's probably really not good, but okay.
Mr. Bean, Mr. Ed, Mr. Peanut, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Spock. Might need to be that.
No,
Mr. Potato Head.
Oh shit! How can we forget?
Perhaps the most famous Mr. of all.
Is he though? I
Might
don't
be
know.
Mr. T. Dude, this is the best group costume, hands down.
I think this does win.
And then you know what we do next year? Famous Mrs.
Okay, so
Mrs.
there's
Butterworth.
I was just about to say that. That's like the only one I can think of because I'm an idiot. I have to let my cat back out.
Okay. Oh, there's some good one. Okay, here we go. Famous Mrs.
Okay.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, God.
Mrs. Robinson. Miss Piggy. Mrs. Claus. Miss Muffet. Swiss Miss. Mrs. Marble. Mrs. Potts. Miss Moneypenny. Mrs. Dash. Little Miss. Mrs. Beasley.
These are like some of these are really, really obscure to me.
I'm into this. This is just the best. I'm so on board for this. I can't wait. I just got to figure out what Mr. I want to be. And the sky's the
Guys,
limit.
what Mr. should we be? I really like Rogers, but you know, if I'm chosen to be something else, I'll accommodate. I just don't like the idea of having to wear a peanut costume.
Yeah.
I think that's like my only like, I just don't want to wear a peanut.
Mr. Bubble would be hard. You'd have to do all like an all beak onesie with bubbles.
I think that actually would be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Wear bubble wrap or something, or just stick some balloons to you.
Mr. Peanut, Mr. I mean, I could do Mr. Spock. I'm not against that. Maybe I'll do Spock.
Okay, well, let's do our news because we are really behind now. We've been chatting about misters for 15 minutes.
It's so hard not to. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you want to give me your news?
Well, which do you want? Can we just talk about these 8 bizarre places where bodies have been found? Because I can't take it anymore.
I love it. Let's do that.
Okay, so this article is amazing because it's just like we said, 8 bizarre places where bodies have been found. Apparently in May 2021, a father and son detected a strange stench coming from a massive papier-mâché sculpture of a stegosaurus in Barcelona. We talked about this. And
in Patreon.
It is weird because there was a guy who crawled down into the dinosaur to get his cell phone, and he passed there, and
because he was stuck head down.
Mm-hmm. And that's recent. And so this article came into being based off of that recent event. That was really sad and tragic.
It's so sad. It's so weird.
Phone, and why are you in there? There's so many things I don't understand that led to that happening. Yeah. It just seems so like, why?
Being stuck face down in a paper mache stegosaurus, like, ugh.
I don't like it.
How can that be your final hour of life?
I remember, didn't it say like 2 days too? He was in there.
He was in there a while.
These are other strange places. So apparently, should we go over all of them?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
This is our news.
So, number 1, near the set of CSI in New York in September 2006, a mummified body was located on the 5th floor of an LA building where the show CSI New York was shooting an episode. The plot didn't involve a mummified body, but there was one in an earlier episode that hadn't yet aired. While some people suspected the grisly discovery was a stunt, nicknamed Corpse Gate, at least 2 people claiming to be building residents told the media that they believed the story was true, citing pungent odors on the 5th floor. Apparently, the man had failed to pay rent, and his body was found when a building employee went to investigate. Whoa, no.
Well, number 2, when British sexagenarian sisters Mildred Bowman and Alice Wardle failed to return from their vacation in Benidorm, Spain in 2005, a friend alerted the authorities. Resort employees discovered both bodies trapped between their Murphy bed and its frame, which had detached from the wall and fallen on the bed, suffocating its occupants. Oh my God.
What?
What the fuck? I always thought Murphy beds were creepy, but now I will
Not in
never,
that way.
ever.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's
oh,
horrifying. Okay.
oh my God. Awful.
Number 3. Disneyland Paris's Phantom Manor, filled with fake cobwebs and campy specters, turned seriously macabre in 2016 when employees discovered the body of their coworker, a 45-year-old technician believed to have been electrocuted while fixing a broken light.
Oh, no.
It wasn't the only recent death at Disneyland Paris. 5 years prior, another employee died after getting stuck under a boat on It's a Small World. It had suddenly started operating
safety issues
while he was tinkering with it. That's very spooky and sad.
Sounds haunted.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that sounds very haunted to me. At least maybe the whole park.
Because it's in Gay Paris.
Yeah. Oh,
I can never say Paris without it just being Gay Paris. That's always what it will be for me.
I appreciate that.
I can't just Paris. What's that? Oh, you mean Gay Paris? I know that place.
This poor person in 2019. Oh, we've actually talked about this one in, I think, Patreon as well. When workers moved some coolers away from a wall of a defunct No Frills supermarket location in Council Bluffs, Iowa, they found the body of Larry Eli Murillo Moncada. The 25-year-old who had worked at the supermarket had gone missing nearly 10 years earlier. It was suspected that he had climbed atop the coolers, a concealed storage space frequented by workers during unsanctioned breaks, basically where people go to take naps, and had fallen into an 18-inch space between the coolers and the wall. He hadn't been scheduled for a shift at the time, so the other employees may not have known that he entered the store at all, and authorities believed the loud thrum of the coolers blocked out any shouts for help. But what of the smell? Humans don't just...
We talked about this once, about how long it takes for a body to smell. What was it? Was it 8 to 10 days?
No, it takes like hours, I thought.
I think we're having the same conversation again. I remember you saying it was soon. I think I said 8 to 10 days. I swear we're reliving conversations.
This is my Google is gonna it's gonna be so horrible.
And I swear you said that too.
I know. Oh, I think we looked up how long for it takes a body to decompose. That's what we were talking about.
I swear we said smell.
24 to 72 hours.
To smell? I guess it depends how hot it is. That's a huge
factor. The body begins
factor.
to emit pungent odors. 3 to 5 days post-mortem, that's when body starts to leak.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh. I don't want this in my computer anymore.
Congrats. Oh, okay. January 2015. A person was on a walk at Squirrel Wood Scout Campsite in Doncaster, UK, when he came upon legs and a torso sticking out of a rabbit hole. They belonged to a 50-year-old Stephen Winfrey, a lifelong rabbit hunter who had suffocated to death after getting stuck in the hole. Oh my goodness. Previous day, his dog tied to a tree near the hole was still alive. Oh, I'm glad the dog's okay.
It's messed up.
Getting stuck in a rabbit. How far did he leave the rabbit alone, dude? It's back in its home.
This one's interesting. It's believed that after locking up Las Vegas spa rejuvenants, one night in October 2015, a 24-year-old employee, Chelsea, decided to use the cryotherapy chamber. Don't use that shit by yourself. When her body was found the next day, it was frozen, but the coroner later ruled that her cause of death had actually been asphyxia due to an oxygen-poor environment. The nitrogen pumped into the cryotherapy chambers to keep them well below freezing also diminishes the oxygen level, which can render you unconscious and eventually dead. Neither of the two locations had documentation for workers' compensation insurance, and the one where she worked wasn't actually licensed to provide esthetician services, so the authorities forced both to shut down. So that's horrible.
That's shitty.
And also, what makes me sad is that because they weren't licensed, that means that she wasn't licensed, so she didn't know the science of what she was doing. So she was just like, hey, cool, this will be nice.
How are they operating? That's really scary.
Yeah.
Because you like
I
go
don't like that.
go to places in good faith that like you're safe.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
In early summer of 2018, Devin Egg called his brother Brian and got his answering machine. The message said Brian was on vacation. Not only did Brian never use his answering machine, but Devin believed the voice on the message was someone else's. Ew. Neighbors had begun to report Brian as missing by late July. And the police visited his San Francisco home 3 times, but left when nobody answered their knocks. Other people were seen coming and going from the house, and in mid-August, a crime scene cleanup van appeared. Again, neighbors called the police, who eventually discovered a room whose door was hidden behind a picture. In the room was a fish tank where they found Brian's body without the head and hands. Though 2 suspects living in the house at the time were arrested, they were later released pending further investigation. What?
That's crazy. I feel
There was
like
a hidden room with a fish tank and his body was there without any of the like teeth or face, hands. What? What?
No.
Why is there hidden? That's the. Who builds this? Why are we building this? Why are we building this?
I don't know.
Why are we building this? If I was there and that was happening, why are we building this? Oh, it's just an extra room, Erica. No, but why are we building it?
But why?
Okay, fine, build it. Why are we building a fish tank in here? Because it's a hidden room. Why are the fish in there? Why are the fish in there? Why are there no fish in here? Why is there a tank in here? In this room? Why is the room here again?
They would put you in the fish
I
tank.
put them in the fish tank and be like, now I know. You gotta go. Get in here. You dum-dum. Live and die in this room. Bye.
Oh my God.
You're weird. No one builds a room like this for fun reasons.
I think, I don't know, one of these random books that I have listened to, they were talking about building a like bomb shelter or whatever, but they hired a bunch of different contractors to do it so that nobody really knew what it was that they were building. They just kind of would be like, oh, well, this guy's working on this section and this guy's only working on this section, and then they would pay them and make them leave. And I don't know.
That's weird.
Maybe that's what happened with this, or maybe they made it themselves.
Probably.
Well, this is the last one. In May 2019, while laid up at South Africa's Mahatma Gandhi Memorial Hospital with a broken femur. Oh,
yuck.
My brother had a broken femur.
Oh, no.
It's the worst ever. Sandile Sibia went missing. An internal search turned up nothing, so the staff reported his disappearance to the police. But soon, an unbearable stench intensified at the hospital. Eventually, it led to the storeroom, where fluid dripping from the ceiling provided the telltale signs that something was amiss. His body was found in the ceiling, but how he got there is a mystery. Yeah, how does somebody with a broken femur... Can I just tell you that from the experience of watching my brother with his broken femur, you can't do that. My brother was bedridden for a month.
They wouldn't even know to go there.
To a storeroom in the ceiling. I don't care what drugs you're on. He can't possibly get into the ceiling by himself.
What? Oh, yuck. What?
Yep.
What's that room for? Why are you up there? Questions.
Questions that need answering.
Okay. Creeped out. Check.
Shall we talk about some dreamy islands?
I think we should.
Okay.
Oh, guys. So, we, according to the Wheel of Spooky, have been tasked with talking about creepy-ass, spooky, weird islands. The one that spawned all of this is what is called the Lost Island of High Brazil. What is that, you might ask? Because that's what Erica asked when she typed it into her little Google. And Google replied, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Google knew. Barely.
Sort of.
This is a mysterious island It's in the Atlantic. It's right off of Ireland. So if you're looking at a map, you see Ireland, it's going to be on the left. So what's really weird about this island is it's on maps as early as 1325, but around 1870s, it's not
It went bye-bye?
on the map anymore. That's weird because, like, yes, there's other things that have been on maps that aren't around anymore.
Actually there.
But they're,
Blah, blah,
they're
blah.
like a little short amount of time. This is from 1325 to 1872.
Damn.
That's a good chunk. What also is interesting about this one, and we can talk about in a little bit, is that there are witnesses to this island, which isn't really that common for like those kind of places that are showing up and then disappearing.
Well, especially if someone's like, "Oh, I totally went to this place," and everyone's like, "Yeah, okay, bro." But then multiple people are like, "No, we've been there."
So it was here for all that time, and it doesn't exist today. What? There's no historical documents to indicate like where, what happened, why is it gone. It just disappeared, no trace. The location of it, like I said so perfectly,
To the left of Ireland.
its description from expeditions from the 1300s to 1800s described the island in a lot of detail. The earliest time that it was mapped was 1325 by cartographer Delorto. He placed the island just west of Ireland, like I said, a little bit to the left. Saint Baron and Saint Brendan also discovered the island on their voyage, and they were super impressed by how wonderful this island was. They referred to it as HY Brazil, which like to them was the promised land. The island on maps is shown as almost a perfect circle with a river that runs straight through it from east to west.
So it's kind of like Peanuts.
Mr. Peanut? I know that, mister. Captain John Nisbet of Ireland visited the island in 1674. The crew were sailing when a mysterious dense fog, not my favorite, like ones with pirates in it that kill you and then leave with no trace.
Yes. Yes, they travel in the fog.
So they're just sailing, doing their thing. Fog literally rolls up. It's lifted. Now they can see. And they were suddenly super dangerously close to a rocky shore. They looked at their nautical charts and showed the island to be the legendary island of High Brazil. They're like,
Yay.
What? Oh my God, we found it. Eureka. What's happening? Let's get off. Take all this gold that's supposed to be here.
Peanuts.
Right, guys? Yay. So they anchored. They rowed up to the island. They spent a day there. They returned with gold, silver, and they claimed that all of their riches were given to them by the people who inhabited the island. So people were living there. A second ship, because they did like so well there with all of their like parting gifts, was sent because they're like, hey, let's go back. This was captained by Alexander Johnson. The second set of adventurers also found the island, and they confirmed it. Like, Nisbet's crew was right. This place is legit.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, the last documented sighting of the island was in 1872 by Robert of Flaherty and T.J.
That's
Westrop.
a long time ago, but that's not that long ago.
It's not that long ago. So Westrop had visited the island on three previous occasions.
Okay.
And he was so in love with it, he brought his family with him to see, like, this place that's, like, unbelievable. Like, I'm bringing the fam. I've been here twice. I guess now I should bring the wife and kids. Blah. Rude. Why weren't they there on the second, my friend? His logs indicated that they spotted the island and in stunned silence literally watched it as it vanished before their eyes. It full blown bye-bye. Now you see it, now you don't. That's what he experienced with this island.
Oh, like in the what is it? The city of the dead in The Mummy? How they like stand there in the is it the city of the dead?
Yeah, I think
they're standing out there.
They hold a little thing and it shines through it, right? Isn't there a thing?
No, they just sit there and it's almost like a mirage, like the way the sun hits it.
I thought there was something that they used. Maybe
Not
that's a different movie
not
then.
the first one.
So a lot of people like to think that this island and Atlantis are the same thing.
Oh,
A lot of people have theorized even that Ireland may well be the city of Lost Atlantis. And the mapping of the island also shows it in close proximity to Ireland. So they think maybe they're one and the same, or just the island is Atlantis.
Interesting.
Modern
but
day
Ireland's not shaped like a coffee bean, because that's basically what they're describing, like a circle with a river in the middle.
Yeah, it's true. So
Ireland is not shaped that way.
So modern day researchers and archaeologists have searched for the island and note that in the location west of Ireland, there are many shallow areas in the water. The area in specific is called Porcupine Bank, and that appears to have been an island at some point in time. Intriguing. In 1980, Sergeant Jim Peniston was stationed at Brentwater's military base during the UFO incident in Rendlesham. We know that one.
Oh, shit.
He claims that he touched discussing a UFO and telepathically when he touched this UFO. Imagine him reaching his hand out like a psychopath and touching it, and then he suddenly is downloaded with all the data, and he's getting it in the form of binary code. Okay?
What? Random?
Getting all them zeros and ones or whatever the hell, and he wrote it all down in his little diary. They say
His
small
dream journal.
notebook. I'm calling it a diary. Shortly after the incident, he told no one about this, which is crazy to me, which also equals aliens have downloaded him with don't tell anybody, so he didn't.
Of course.
He spoke not a word for 3 decades.
That's
Gross.
a really long time to keep it on the DL.
I know. I don't like it. Programmer Nick Sisk, hired by the History Channel, he looked into this binary code and discovered that it contained the coordinates of an area off of what they call West Ireland. I call the left of Ireland. The coordinates lay in the exact location that ancient cartographers mapped the island of High Brazil.
Shut the
Fucking
front
weird.
door.
What does it all mean? Sounds like we
Basil.
found it.
Okay.
Market solved. Aliens gave the code to Atlantis. Gross. Barf, barf, barf. No one wants it. This is
Everybody
weird.
wants it.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I like that it's tied into Rendlesham.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Yep.
That's kind of fun.
It makes an appearance. I don't know.
I like that. I thought this island was bullshit, but that kind of makes me believe.
I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Are you
rowboat
really though?
around?
Because
I'd rather go there
okay.
than Catalina.
Catalina.
Yeah, I don't need anything involved with that in my life. Get out of here, Catalina Island. Power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been to Catalina a couple of times for camping because it's got a really beautiful camping spot. And like it's funny because there's 2 ports there. One is Avalon, where it's like the city, not really city, it's like a town. And it's where there's actually like casinos there and stuff.
Wow, I didn't know that.
There's that, and then on the other side there's called Two Harbors, and it's the most beautiful little cove where you can snorkel, and like the water is gorgeous, and I can see why aliens would go there because Catalina is not ugly. And there's lots of really happy animals that live on the island, and I think there's even, I swear, I think there's like buffalo on the island.
There is.
Wild buffalo. Yeah.
There is.
I'm not crazy.
Do you know why they're there? They filmed a movie there, and they brought them in for a scene, and they left them after they finished. And now a family
That's
of
real
buffaloes.
nice.
And this is like in like it's like a black and white movie, I think. So it's like been a few decades that they've been there. Isn't that crazy?
Okay.
So wild to me. Like, what?
Well, there's some other islands that may or may not exist.
Tell me about them.
There's one called Antillia or Antilla.
Okay. Tell me more.
and is also known as the Isle of Seven Cities.
Okay.
It was a 15th century cartographic, there we go, phenomena said to lie far west of Spain and Portugal. See, they're interested in areas to the left of Europe.
Gross.
These mysterious islands.
Because we're on the left.
They're just between us.
Get it out of here.
Well, stories about its existence are connected to an Iberian legend in which 7, Visiogothic bishops and their parishioners fled Muslim conquerors in the 8th century, sailing west and eventually discovering an island where they founded 7 settlements. The bishops burned their ships so they could never return to their former homeland. And according to some versions of the legend, many people have visited the island, but no one has ever left. In other versions of the tale, sailors can see the island from a distance, but the land always vanishes once they approach. And Spain and Portugal even once squabbled over the island, despite them not being able to confirm its existence. Perhaps because its beaches were said to be strewn with precious metals, but I guess they say by the late 15th century, once the North Atlantic was better mapped, references to Antilla disappeared. But it did lend its name to the Spanish Antilles, so I don't know.
I love fighting over imaginary things. That's great.
I mean, we kind of do that regularly.
I love it. Oh yeah, I mean it. I love it.
I was like, well, I mean, yeah, we do that a lot. There's one that's called Baralku. Among the indigenous Australians of the Yolngu, I'm sorry, I'm butchering that culture. Baralku or Bralgu is the island of the dead, and the island holds a central place in the Yolngu cosmology, where the creator spirit. Oh my God, I can't say all these names. I'm gonna butcher every single one. Barnumbir is said to live before rising into the sky as the planet Venus each morning. It's also the spot where the 3 siblings who created the landscape of Australia originated. The island supposedly lies east. Oh, hey, it's not. It's to the right. Good. It's not to the left. The east of Arnhem Land in northern Australia, and the Yolngu believe their souls return there after death. So I would like to see this island because it sounds like it might be kind of cool.
I'm okay with that. I'm going to hit you with Snake Island.
Please hit me with Snake Island.
This place is very... It's cool and horrifying. This is near Brazil, this island, and the entire thing is just snakes. That's it. There's a few rare birds that have learned to probably live with the snakes, and that's it.
I was gonna say, wouldn't they just be like, fuck
off? It's probably like there's like 2 or 3 birds that are like cool, that are like, but this is the snake I eat. Great. And that's it. That's who lives there.
But they can't hang out there if they're tired because they'll probably get eaten.
Yeah, solitaire. Like, the thing that is also horrifying that it's fully covered in this type of snake is the snake is also the most poisonous in the world.
So just burn this island.
So it's most poisonous snake island. That's what this is. One
this just
bite.
Sounds like a shitty place.
One little tiny bite, and tissue begins to decay.
Oh, great. Love necrosis. Yum.
Yum. No one goes there. If someone is going there, it's very rare. Nat Geo went there just to film, and only purpose was to study what happens if you're there, which is, hey guys,
send
spoiler,
a drone in.
You get bit. However, there have been people who have become victim to the island recently. One fisherman didn't know that he was paddling up to Snake Island.
No.
He was discovered. He was lying in blood, covered with snake bites. There was also a family that decided to move to the island. Didn't know about the island being Snake Island.
Whoa. Who lets them do that?
I have no clue. According to rumors, they rushed out of the house and the snakes filled the whole room, crawling through the windows. They were found on the island, dead in pieces.
Wait a second. In the whole room, so they were able to build a house there?
Dude, I'm assuming
that it
like
the island had existing
That's
buildings
what I'm
and somehow... somehow these snakes didn't have any like natural enemies until
I don't know how
What
they
the
got so out of
fuck,
control.
man?
I don't know.
I am confused by this island.
Oh, okay. Here's another one. Island, which is considered the land of no return.
Also
Great, let's go. I would like to vacation here. The name of the island in the Kazakh language is Barsa Kelms, which literally means the land of no return. Okay, so its origins from ancient legend tell of people who escaped, who had stayed for about 1 year on the island, but returned home appearing to have aged decades.
No, I hate this island. I'm never going there.
Island of scary time hole. Like, no, I don't need time holes.
Scary time hole.
I don't need to be sunk in a time hole and come out 30 years older in a year's time. Big groups of people have disappeared on the island also.
Ew.
They blame the
like
disappearance on a flying lizard from prehistoric times. I have more to say on this flying lizard. I don't like this lizard. He needs
So
to
they
go.
have a pterodactyl on the island?
It's like Serpent Man. Officially, the island was opened in the middle of the 19th century. In the 20th century, its territory was occupied by hunting households. However, soon the island was declared a reserve, which became one of the most closed in the USSR. After the shallowing of the Aral Sea, the island officially became a natural boundary.
I wonder if they did military like testing.
I don't know. I don't like it though. I don't like missing time because it's alien to me, and
It's very Dyatlov of them.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need that. I don't want or need it. I don't need it.
Do you need it?
I do not.
What about want it? Do you want it?
Don't want it.
Okay.
Neither one of those. Thank you for checking. I didn't know if it was clear. I feel better.
Well, this is another one called Miyakijima Island. Apparently, people can only stay here with gas masks.
They must be, like, you need them. They haven't had to use them, but you need them.
You need it because...
Do I want it?
You
No.
gotta keep it.
Do I need it? Yes.
You gotta keep that shit in your back pocket or, in your backpack that you carry at all times because there is an active volcano, but
that wants to kill you.
The greatest danger apparently isn't the volcano necessarily, but I guess there's just poisonous gas that comes up from the holes and the cracks. And I guess in 1962, after a super shitty eruption, all of the residents were evacuated, but in 2000, they came back for some fucking reason. And now about 2,400 people live on the island.
This doesn't
presumably with their gas mask in hand.
I don't understand. Can you really imagine that being your life, like, truly? Like, there's a part of our brains that can understand, like, okay, with COVID, like, we have to have masks and all these things. But, like, they're choosing this. And it's only on this island, and that's awful. Yeah, that's really scary. I would be so paranoid.
What do they know about the benefits of this island that we don't? Like, what?
It'd be like going back to like Chernobyl.
Oh yeah.
Like, why would you go back?
Opening Pripyat.
They're trying to, like, certain areas. I just read but a while back, I read an article about all of the dogs of Chernobyl and how the people who, like, work there and parole it, make sure people aren't coming onto the grounds and messing with anything. Like, they take care of the dogs.
Yep.
And it's like, what?
But you can't adopt the dogs because I think they still have like latent radiation.
Which is insane to me because there's people who are working there next to them. Why do they get to leave?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense.
Quarantine them or put them somewhere on, like, 10 acres and just let the guards take care of them there too. Side job. Like, I don't get it.
Nobody gets it.
I hated it. That's all. I was just screaming in my mind while reading it. Move them out. Quarantine them. There's land that nobody lives on somewhere there and that's safe. Fucking move them.
Move them.
I don't get it. That I want.
How do we save all them?
My wants and needs are very easy. Don't want
Save
a
the
room
puppies.
with a fish tank that's hidden. Want Chernobyl dogs out of Radiation Town.
Yeah.
Why is this so hard?
It's not that hard, especially because it's like, what?
Just
They're
love
not hurting
them.
anybody.
They're sweet babies. And even the ones that are stinkers and not wanting to hang out with people.
They don't have to be there.
Just get a trap, catch them, leave them where the other puppies are. Move them to safe place. I'll do it.
This is a sound
I'll wear
plan.
the suit and do it. I don't get it.
This is a good plan. All right, moving on. This one, I'm going to call it Bouvet Island.
Love it.
I mean, it could be Bouvet, but I like Bouvet. Apparently, this island is the most isolated one on the Earth, and there is no other land for 3,146,000 square miles around it, which is a little less than the area of Europe. Oh. So despite this, there's an interesting story connected with this cruddy, isolated place. It's an island. Okay, well, whatever. It was opened in 1739 and forgotten for almost 60 years. Can you fucking imagine? Just being like, where's our shipment? Like,
I want shipment. I'm not getting it. What's happening?
what happened?
So simple.
So after the 60 years, an expedition came to the island and found a strange thing. There was an abandoned ship lying in coastal waters. There were no serious malfunctions and no name or other identification marks found on the ship. There were paddles lying about 10 meters away from the vessel. And of course, it was thought that it had wrecked, but there were no dead bodies, no shelters, or anything found near the ship. Yeah. So, and then
creepy.
beside that, apparently 2 nuclear explosions took place on the island in 1979 for which no country took responsibility.
What?
How
is that
fucking
even possible?
Interesting. I do not know, but I need to look up something really fast because I want to know where it's located. It's in the Atlantic. It's a Norwegian uninhabited protected nature reserve. Interesting that it's that far. I'm sure it was either the United States or Russia that did it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
agree.
I'm sure of
It's
it.
gotta be. It's so creepy to me that abandoned boats are a thing.
Right?
I don't
Like
like
that
it.
they can just be
Abandoned car.
floating
I mean,
forever.
it's creepy, but also not because cars break down. But especially like
Yeah.
a rowboat, and it's just abandoned, and there's no sign of where people went. Is that weird? That's
If there
really
were no
weird.
creatures living on that island, like if there were polar bears or something, I'd be like, well, obviously they became food.
But all of them,
But-
all of them gone.
But
There's no sign. That's weird. I
they were
hate it.
gonzo.
I don't like it, dude. I don't
Do
like
you want it?
I don't. I want to know.
Do you need it?
Don't want to be a part of it. It's so crazy, though. What spooky pirate fog rolled up on that shore? You know what I'm saying?
Some spooky pirate fog did. Obviously.
I hate it.
Maybe they became part of the pirate fog crew.
Probably. It's where it originated.
Oh,
Descendants.
the history. It's a historic spot,
I
guys.
don't. Oh. If I saw that, I would be out so fast.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to use your boat and get out of here. I hope you didn't want it.
They're like, we don't need it. We're part of the pirate crew now.
Oh. Okay.
We roll up in that fog.
Henderson Island. Somewhere we should go.
Is it? I don't know.
It's
No, I'm good.
famous. It's not only famous for the enormous amount of debris near its shores. Great.
Debris.
However, it's got a spooktacular side. One of the biggest
don't want
mysteries
it.
of this place is there's a cave, okay?
Of wonders?
Yeah, one might call it that. It's got a spring. What happens at this spring?
Fountain of Youth?
Well, lots of skeletons are found here.
Oh.
Human
so
skeletons. Bum, bum,
not
bum.
Fountain of Youth. Okay.
Also, on the surrounding rocks, there were found, there's petroglyphs. Kind of
What?
spooky town, as well as earth furnaces. What is
what?
that? There's stone tools and some other kind of old schooly things. Like, whatever. Bone
So,
tools
like,
and shit. Nobody
More
knows.
ancient people live there.
Yes, nobody knows where these people came from and what culture they represented. According
God
to
damn
the
it.
archaeological data, the island was inhabited between the 12th to the 15th centuries. The fact that there was an extremely small amount of fresh water on the island and that the skeletons in the caves were stacked incredibly neatly makes the mystery even stranger.
Creepy. Yuck.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't think I do either.
I don't want to go there. Why would you say we want to go
I
there?
don't know. We should go.
No.
We'll go there like super respectful and then somehow accidentally desecrate it and then hate our lives.
You know
and
that
hate
we'd
each
have
other.
to go to the bathroom.
That would be me. I have like the best intentions, have done all my work, make sure like I know about the history and how to be respectful, and then I'll like be like, I gotta go whiz, and then I'll realize, oh my god, I went right and I should have went left.
Went
and
to
now
the Whiz
I'm
Palace in the wrong place.
Yeah. And I'll accidentally like kick over the neatly placed bodies and just hate myself.
Be haunted. They would haunt your butt for the rest of your life. That's like that kid that went and wanted to proselytize to those people.
That's a whole other island.
On that
we
island.
talked about that, I think, also on Patreon. That was
that
wild.
was the craziest story.
If you guys haven't seen that, Google, I forget the name of the island, but there's a tribe of,
Isn't it off of Papua New Guinea somewhere?
it
over
might
there?
be, there's a
think
tribe
it is.
of indigenous people who live on an island who are
Completely isolated.
so isolated to the point where like when the world changed around them and planes were flying overhead, they were like, what the fuck is that? They had no idea like what was going on. And
but you can't visit it.
you can't go
they're
there at
protected
all.
people.
They're very skilled archers and will fuck you up if you land on their island, and they will end you. And we talked about this. The kid decided to go there to preach the gospel to them, and he was told by everybody, you don't go there. Like, you don't go there. Like, military is flew over, and they're like shooting military with like their bows and arrows, and
They try to not even have flyovers because they don't want to upset or confuse the people further.
they want
that's
you
how
dead.
much they try to protect these people.
And which is fine. That's their island.
Yeah.
They're protecting it. And that kid went there and he was told not to. The first time he went there, they shot at him, and
So he went back
he
the
went
next
back
day or
and
something.
he was done fast.
That's really sad.
It is,
That
but
only
it's
happened
also
a couple of years
yeah,
ago.
it's recent.
It
Read
was
about it.
preventable.
It's
That's
very-
the frustrating part, is that I'm like it's sad that he lost his life. He was a very young kid. Apparently he was really sweet, really nice, but goddamn, dude.
Yeah,
like,
just let them. They're not asking for you to come there, so why go? And you can't even speak their language. How are you going to go over the Gospels with them? Doesn't even make sense.
decisions. Well, okay, we're definitely not going to this island either. It's called North Brother Island.
Okay.
And apparently the history of this island is comparable to the history of its Venetian twin.
Love it.
At the end of the 19th century, a hospital specializing in curing smallpox and quarantining the sick was opened. In 1904, the ship General Slocum was wrecked near the coast of North Brother Island. Over 1,000 people died in this accident.
Whoa.
40 years later, another drug rehab hospital was opened on the island. It was infamous for its corrupted and cruel personnel. Moreover, the number of patients that started using drugs drastically increased after coming to this hospital, which is why it closed in 1963. So it didn't close that long ago.
Isn't it weird when you like read about something that is like deplorable and then you're thinking
Find
like,
out it's
wow,
not that old.
When did that happen? Oh my God. That's like within the last 50 years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's off the coast of New York, actually. And apparently the island is abandoned and the hospital is destroyed and its territory is overgrown with forest. And I don't believe you're allowed to go to the island. Yeah. Anyway.
Why would you want to?
I don't know. I want to talk about Battleship Island. This place is crazy beans. I know. Officially known as Hashima Island, it's located 9 miles from Nagasaki. Nowadays, the island's abandoned, but it has some concrete buildings and is surrounded by a seawall. Earlier, the island was famous for its undersea coal mines that were operated during the industrialization period of Japan. Coal was discovered here in 1810, and in 1890, the island was bought by Mitsubishi Gosha Kaisha. and the main construction started. Apartment blocks, a school, a kindergarten, a hospital, a town hall, clubhouse, cinema, communal bath, swimming pool, and many other facilities were built for the islanders. But starting in the 30s and until the end of the Second World War, Chinese prisoners and Korean conscripted civilians were forced to work here under very harsh conditions. Great. Many people are reported to have died from underground accidents, exhaustion, and malnutrition during this period. Lovely. In 1974, when petroleum started to replace coal, the mines were closed and all residents were made to leave the island. For a long period, the island was closed for anyone, and breaking this rule resulted in deportation from Japan. Now the island is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is open for visitors from around the world. Holy shit, so you can go visit this place now?
That's weird. Before it went totally, like, awful, it's weird to think that people lived on it. Because it would be like...
It looks like a video game.
It does. But wouldn't it be weird to live on this? Because it's like enough people live there where there's a lot of people. But like, there's nowhere you could really go and hide. Like, if you couldn't find... If you're like, why isn't like my teenager come home? Like, you could literally just walk around the island and find him pretty fast. Like, there's nowhere to hide.
It's not that big. Like, it's
too small.
It's very small. Like, it reminds me of the islands in...
it's like a big
Dishonored?
downtown.
Yeah.
Not even.
Crazy.
It's a small downtown.
Not that. I was like, it's several buildings. I know I described like apartment blocks. It's like just a couple of buildings. Like it looks like everything is probably in just a couple of the buildings. And yeah, it's fucking weird.
Wouldn't it be weird? You can't get mad at somebody and leave. I don't like that.
I'm going for a walk around the island. Damn it.
I'll watch you do it. Because I can see everything. We're on the top floor.
Oh my god. Let's see how big it is. It's 0.024 square miles.
No.
It's a 16-acre island. That's small. Oh, that's too small.
One can't live here.
No.
Ew.
Oh, no. I really want to visit it, though.
I do, too. It'd be fun to play Capture the Flag there.
Or hide and seek.
All of it. That's basically hide and seek.
Capture the Flag stresses me out. Hide and seek is somehow less stressful to me.
Oh, no. I have an objective with Capture the Flag.
But I'm really good at hiding and squishing
you can
myself
hide with
into
the
small
flag.
places.
That's where we'll host our Mr. Party.
Oh my god. That's all I have.
I think we nailed it. I think it's the best ever. Can I just say next week, this is what I want to talk about?
Oh god. What?
There's this article that is about unsettling things that astronauts have said and confessed to that they saw while they were in space.
Yes. Okay. Then yes, I
really want to talk about it. And one of them has to do with a space serpent that one of the most decorated astronauts of all time has spoke on. He saw it. He's brilliant and been up to space 6 times, and he said that, no joke, I saw a serpent flying in space. Multiple. This guy's smart.
I have to. Okay, this is.
And he said, I genuinely think we need to look into it, and no one's listening.
I need to know more about this.
In the sky.
I have to know more. Okay, cool. We're gonna talk about weird shit that's spacemen say. Spacemen.
Spasnack.
Spasnack. Sounds like you said snack.
I was not aware of spasnacks. Spaz diamonds. Okay.
Obviously.
Space snacks?
Sounds like you're saying snacks. I'm like,
you just don't know how to talk space talk.
I just like snacks.
Those are in space too.
Right. All right, guys. Well, join us next week when we talk about space snacks.
What people are snacking on spice. Top 10.
Oh, well, this is the Night Guys podcast. I'm Liana.
Hi, America.
All right, bye.
Bye.